What's up, everybody? It's Beats playing. We're going to jump back in Ableton today, and I'm going to do a breakdown of how I took Disney's Recess and turned it into a lo-fi beat. So yeah, let's dig into it. We're up in Ableton right now. The very first thing I did was I actually downloaded a MP3 of the original from YouTube. And then I dug into it, figured out the BPM. Then I went on Ultimate Guitar, looked up the tabs, and I learned how to play it on the guitar and on the bass. And I tried to remix it several times. I tried to utilize certain aspects of the beat of the original song, and it didn't work, and I was just getting continually frustrated. So what I did was I downloaded a drum loop from Splice. I looked at one of their new lo-fi kits, and I got the loop. I dragged and dropped it into Ableton, and then I decided to make a rendition of the actual song. So just utilizing the riffs to make something a little bit new, but still keep the integrity of the original. I think it turned out pretty cool. Here's a little sample for y'all. So yeah, a little funk, yeah. Let's dig into the guitars first. So right here we got the guitars. They're grouped together. This is simply just to save some time on adding effects to tracks, and it will help you save some CPU usage as well. So in my first track, if I just solo it, I have it panned 35 to the right. And the way that I played this was pretty improvised, and I didn't think I could hit it again, and I tried for like an hour, and it wasn't working, because normally what I like to do is record the same part but then put it into the left. So how I mimicked that was I just duplicated the track, and then I pressed this button down here, and I put a 1 millisecond delay on the track that's in your left ear, which is pretty much what I do by adding a double take. But with this, I just couldn't do it. I mean, I tried, and I just wanted to sort of get it out and get the idea out in the world. So this was my way around that. And honestly, there's not too much on the guitars. If we dig into it, I just have an EQ8 to roll off the low end here. And then I'm using Guitar Rig 5. I have Guitar Rig 6, but it just chews up my CPU like no other. So thanks Native Instruments for making me spend a whole bunch of money on a plugin that would be amazing if I didn't have to upgrade my system right when I bought it. So sort of a waste of money until I get a new computer, but that's okay. So let's dig into Guitar Rig here. I'm using my Dream Your Guitar. It's a custom patch that I built, and we'll just go through it. I've used it in other videos, but Coolplex with a match cabinet. Roll off the bass, up the mids a little bit, keep the presence right in the middle. I go with a dry sound. I like it when it's right there, when the mic is emulated to be right there. I don't have any guitar amps, or else I would just mic them up with an SM57 and do it that way. But and then there's another graphic EQ on top of that. I debated on putting on this tape echo. I thought it was a little bit too much, so I turned it off. Same with the grain delay. It's just, it wasn't what I was going for. The way that the riff is, I wanted it to be very staccato and punchy, give it a little bit of a funky feel. But on top of that, I do have a little bit of reverb, vintage reverb here. It's a little bit in the mix. And then I have the guitars going to a Guitar Send channel where I am using some guitar sauce from Whole Loops, and it's utilizing all stock Ableton plugins. So you can just see. I'm not going to get into it too much because it's not my sauce. I mean, I just bought this preset from wholeloops.com. I think it's .com, but yeah, I mean, all you have to do is Google Whole Loops, or if you're watching this video, you probably know what Whole Loops is. So yeah, I just played with the parameters here, and just to show how it's routed, I have the one in the left ear going up a little bit higher than the one that's in the right ear. This one was just mixing to feel, and I think it worked out. So if we jump over to the bass here, I wanted to keep the integrity of the boom boom type of bass from from the original. So I just grabbed my P bass and just tried to fill in the space where the guitar wasn't there. I actually started with the bass before anything, before the drum pattern, before any of that. So what I did with the bass is I added a compressor. I do it with all my basses. Sidechain it from the drums, and I kept it simple. I just threw the Eddie Kramer, the plug, the ultimate bass plugin, at least that I've ever used. Just added some treble to it since I knew I was just going to be really focusing on putting this out on Instagram. I was just trying to get it done relatively quickly. Yeah. And let's hear what it sounds like without the Eddie Kramer. Not that different. Just yeah, it picks it up a bit. It adds that little punch that you need. I did make a decision to keep my fingers on top of the strings. That sound, that sound, I kept it in there because if I solo the drum pattern here, it has like that like lo-fi, like, you know, there's some clicks, there's some crackles, there's some pops, and then there's that little like ha ha hoo in the background there, and I was digging that. And when I started playing bass, me moving around on top of the string sort of fit in and sort of called back to that ha ha hoo. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. On the drums, I ain't got anything. I got yeah, I mean, they're from Splice, so the loop was pretty much there. The last thing I did was I added another send track return channel, whatever you want to call it. I added Real ADT from Waves. I was just like reading about this plugin. I already had it since I had the Abbey Road bundle. And yeah, I just threw on a warm guitar phasing preset. Didn't really do much. Like if I solo this channel here, it's not doing much, but it's doing enough. And I have it maxed out on both guitars. And just to give it a little bit of extra phasing, I threw on the Waves plugin Brower Motion, which I've really been digging lately. Just a simple circle preset. I played with the mix parameter a little bit, but yeah, I sort of just kept it to the preset, and it's going back and forth in a circle. I don't know. This is the best like panning plugin I've ever used in my entire life, and surprisingly, I've used a lot. Yeah, that's the beat. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, throw in a comment. I'm gonna keep on trying to release like remixes of like cartoon songs. I find it fun. Yeah, you can find the full beat over on my Bandcamp. It's free. Yeah, it's name your own price. So if you want to sauce me a little dollar, that's cool. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Bye now.